so many other things around you have changed, so it has a subconscious effect.
Hi everyone, joining me is the lead cast of Mirzya, Harshvardhan Kapoor and Saiyami Kher.
Hi, thank you for having us.
Hey, what's up?
Welcome to SpotboyE. So, Saiyami, we've heard that your parents weren't very keen enough on having you around Bollywood. Is that true?
Not entirely. My grandmom was an actress,
Yes.
so they wanted me to be brought up in another environment, and they want to give me whatever values they've inculcated in me, and then it was my choice, whether I wanted to come back or not.
Your childhood was away from Bollywood, is that right? So,
Completely.
Are they happy you being a part of Bollywood now? Or?
Now they're extremely happy. I
Okay.
mean, they're way more emotional than I am. So they are actually extremely excited about the release and future prospects.
Do they ever tell you the do's and don'ts of this big bad world, like they say?
That's why I think I was brought up in a smaller town, because the only advice given to me by my parents was don't kind of stay rooted, don't let people and situations influence you. And I feel really blessed that I had a upbringing in a small town, one with nature, in the mountains, in the lakes. It just gave me a more rounded life. So I feel very blessed.
How nice. And on the other hand, Harsh, has dad been pushing you to get into Bollywood, or you just always knew that you wanted to be an actor?
Not really. I don't think anybody in my family ever pushes anybody to do anything. It's just all kind of your own prerogative.
So you always wanted to be an actor since childhood, or did it?
I think I always kind of wanted to. I was very inclined towards films. I was kind of deciding in what way should I kind of start off, if it's as an actor or whatever.
So how did Mirzya happen for you?
So I met Mehra in 2008, and then he became fixated on the idea of me playing this character. And then it took very long, and then finally in 2013, we both decided together that we should kind of do it.
Lovely. So how did you get ready for this role? I mean, this was a while back when you met him, right? So what was the process like?
Very long,
Yeah.
very tough, and yeah, there were a lot of physical things I had to do, like become a very good rider and an archer and a polo player, and be a stable hand, really, to be honest. How somebody that lives the life of somebody that takes care of horses, that's his life basically.
From a JVPD boy, he became a Rajasthani stable boy, and completely became that.
And that obviously took a lot of time in training and all
Yeah,
of that.
I mean, we did it for about 18 months before the start of the film.
Okay. How did Mirzya happen for you, Saiyami?
So for me, it was a completely different journey. I'd gone through the whole auditioning rigmarole and went through it for 6 months, workshopped in Delhi for 3 months, and went through like 10-12 screen tests. Because I feel Rakesh sir wanted to be completely sure of the female in this film. So he took his time. But I feel that experience for me was a life-changing one.
Of course, getting selected. If you say that he really wanted to make sure, then obviously it must have been a really, really fulfilling experience, wasn't it?
Fulfilling it was, because I met 2 Gurujis in Delhi who kind of, put my life into perspective in lots of ways.
Okay.
There was a lot of learning that happened there. So for me, that was a very humbling experience, and I think, like I said, it has altered my life.
How nice. So Harsh, we've heard you get into roles very deeply. Like if you have a fight scene with Saiyami, you wouldn't speak to her. And even for Bhavesh Joshi, you've been living away from your comfort zone.
I think it sounds a little pretentious, but it helps. I think basically whatever works, right? So for some people, it might sound silly, but I think when you actually get down to doing things, and then later when you're on set, there's something that's changed inside of you, right? Like for example, if you're sleeping and waking up in the bedroom that you've been sleeping and waking up in for the last 20 years, as opposed to a completely new environment, you're coming back, you're eating in that kitchen, you're sleeping in that bedroom, you're not familiar with your surroundings. Those surroundings, the new ones, are closer to the guy that you're playing. Even if you still eat food from your house, I'm saying so many other things around you have changed. So it has a subconscious effect. I think I pushed it a lot more on Mirzya. I didn't have the chance to so much on Bhavesh Joshi.
Okay.
But if I hadn't done that for Mirzya, I don't think I would have been able to kind of pull it off, because it's just not one of those films that you can do otherwise, you know.
Okay, do you function in the same way?
My methods are different. So he's somebody who completely lives the character. For me, my character in itself was a little close to who I was, especially the contemporary character. It was very similar to the person I am in life. But my methods of prepping are a little different, where I kind of used to write letters of being the character. So, I used to write letters to my lover in the film and used to do things in that way. But talking about Harsh, he was somebody who really became the character. Like I said, he was for 18 months picking up horse shit. He was in the stables, living there. So I think all this is going to show on screen. The efforts he's put in to actually becoming that stable boy.
It's showing in the trailers. We're looking forward to it in the film as well. So whose advice do you guys take the most when it comes to signing a film? First, you can answer my question. Mom or dad?
Nobody.
Nobody? What about you?
For me, this is my first film, and when you have Gulzar Saab writing it and Rakesh Omprakash Mehra directing it, you don't really need too much advice. So this is my first film. I think henceforth I will be falling back at Rakesh sir, because I found a guide, a teacher in him.
Lovely. So Harsh, which movie according to you is your dad's best film?
There are two different things, right? So there's the best film that he's a part of,
Yeah.
and then there's his best performance.
Okay.
So
You can answer both for me.
Yeah, I think one of my favorite films that he's a part of, which I saw 20 minutes of again the other day, is Parinda. Although he is, to be honest, not that great in that film compared to his other films.
Wow.
But he is fantastic in Pukar. And also Nayak.
Yeah.
Have you seen Parinda?
No, I haven't. I've seen
You have
Nayak,
to see
so
it. Nana Patekar is incredible in that film.
I will definitely go
So is
watch it
Jackie
soon.
Shroff. Very good.
Okay.
Very, very good.
So, Saiyami, acting runs in your genes. Usha Kiran is your grandmom, and I mean Shabana Azmi, Tanvi Azmi, they're your aunts. So, did you feel a pressure in terms of
the
acting
pressure,
or-
I didn't feel any pressure at all, because like I said, I grew up in Nasik, so I didn't feel any pressure, and I feel that, if I'm even remotely compared to them, I consider it an honor, because it's my first film, and if I'm compared to my aunt or to my grandmom, who've been very powerhouse performers in their own way.
Absolutely.
So I consider it an honor, and I hope I've inherited some of the acting skills.
And what about, do you feel any sort of responsibility?
Responsibility, I feel not so much with the family lineage, but a lot of responsibility, both Harsh and I think because Gulzar Saab's written our film. So I feel for me, that's something that I'm really nervous about.
Okay.
Living up to his writing, living up to what he's envisioned. I hope we kind of pull that off.
Are you nervous about showing your film to Shabana ji? Because we've heard she's very, very curious to...
I'm very nervous about that, because she's somebody, who is very protective of the ones she loves. And she can be very strict, so I'm a little nervous.
Okay, and we also know you're obsessed with Sachin Tendulkar, so, and you want to arrange a special screening for him. So when
so
will
I
that
blushed
be?
like a little girl.
You just did, yeah.
Yeah, so Harsh, I think, has jealousy, because my love for him is very strong. But my life revolves around him. Ever since I was a kid, I've grown up idolizing him, and he's somebody who's taught me a lot. He's taught me life values, So he's somebody who's been worshipped in this country, and I'll just go on talking about him, so I should keep quiet.
So are you arranging a special screening
Yes,
for him?
I am, and unfortunately, I've been in touch with his team, and he's traveling in that week, but I'll make sure he watches our film.
How lovely. So Harsh, please tell us that recently you just went off Tinder. Why did you do that? And there are lots of girls still dying to date you.
First of all, it's not recent. I've been off Tinder for many months now.
Okay.
Just because now that you're kind of a public figure and stuff, maybe after this film, so you should kind of be a little more responsible.
Lovely. It was so much fun chatting up with you both. Now few last words for the movie.
Yes.
And your audience.
Go for it.
Yeah, so it's a film I think that people will be talking about for some time. It's hasn't been easy to make, and it's a audiovisual experience. So I think it's worth the price of the ticket, and you guys will really enjoy it.
Saiyami.
I feel that again, Gulzar Saab coming back to screenplay writing after 17 years, Rakesh Omprakash Mehra after Bhag Milkha Bhag, and I feel, I hope we've got some freshness to this film as well. So for both of us, please go out in the theatres and watch it.
So as they said, watch out for Mirzya, and thank you guys. Thank you for
Thank
being
you.
on Spotlight.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you so much.